Morning, everybody. I'm Steve Lentini, and I am the president of Lord and Lentini Training for Life. The best getting better is my tagline, because it's the best people that look to expand and grow, and we'll talk a little bit about that, self-motivation and developing an edge. The best getting better. I help people develop an edge, and I have an edge with my work. My work, I talk about helping people buy, and that there's been a shift over the last 25 years, especially the last 5 years. If you're not helping people buy when you approach them to sell your product, then you're an antique. You are a 65 Chevy, or worse, maybe a 48 DeSoto, or an Edsel. You're an Edsel. And so what's happening is people are looking for something new, and you develop an edge. All right, let's look at this. You develop an edge by looking different, and sounding different than most salespeople. And hold on a second. Most salespeople still have small-minded thinking. Even millennials, in a lot of cases, are getting training from older sales veterans, and they're not learning the right approach. And millennials are actually uncomfortable. So if you're coaching millennials, you have to have a whole new approach. You want to be asking millennials, who did they meet, not what did they sell? Who did they meet today? What did they talk about? Who are they trying to help buy their product? Who are they giving information to on the web? What kind of work were they doing on social media? Today, helping people buy means you're giving some information in social media, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on some of the different social feeds that you're in, even on Facebook, if you have a business page. Helping people buy what it is you sell. Give them the tips as to how to get the best deal, what to look for. Maybe what some competitors are doing that takes advantage of customers without naming the competitor. But again, so you're going to develop an edge because you're going to look different. All right, so a little bit about me. I am the author of Sales Success for the Rookie, How to Succeed at Sales Right from the Start. It's published by Motivational Press. It's available on Amazon, paperback, and in CD. I'm also the published author, a contributing author of Imagine 30 Days to a New You. I have a chapter in here, begins on page 222, and it's published by Justin Sachs, Motivational Press. He put it all together, and he's a great publisher, by the way. If you want to publish a book, give me a call. I'll help you. I'll tell you how to reach me later. I'm also a contributing author in Lightning Success Strategies for Today's Leaders, and I'm one of 35 authors in that book. Again, it's published by Justin Sachs, who's my publisher. I'm the self-published author of Wake Up, Jump Into Your Life. It's my personal growth course. It's $49.95 for the book. And it includes an hour of my coaching, which I charge $300 an hour, by the way, so the book is a bargain. I'm also the author of Sales Success for the Spiritual-Minded Salesperson, How to Sell Without Losing Your Soul. I am also the author of Sales Success for the Seasoned Sales Veteran. I'm updating this and giving you strategies for developing an edge, how to keep that edge, regain that edge if you're a veteran, and how to look different than other people. And rookies can use it too. All right, so developing an edge. You develop an edge by going in to meet people. Let's say you sell business to business, or you sell software, you sell medical devices, so it's business to business. You're calling on hospitals and the different maybe walk-in clinics. So whoever you're approaching, they have an energy about them. And instead of saying, hi, I'm Bill from XYZ Medical Supply, or I sell this medical device, and we do this, and we do that, and we do this, and we do that, nobody cares what you do. Now you smell. Yeah, your breath smells. It's called commission breath. And you don't look different than 90% of the people that are walking in, maybe 95%. 95% of the salespeople walking in still haven't learned to be present and mindful and let go of outcomes. You detach from the outcome because, guess what? You don't control outcomes. You can't control other people. So what you and who you can control is you. And if you're in your body and you have mindfulness and you're detached from outcomes, you're there to find out, is there even an opening? And before that, you're looking at how do they look. Maybe they look stressed. Wow, you look stressed. Maybe this is a bad time. Should I come back next week? Can I leave you a card? Yes, I am stressed. It's a busy time. It's not a good time. Okay, great. What's your name? Marie. Marie, thank you. I'll be back next week. What day is really good or better than other? Tuesdays. Great. But see, most salespeople don't have an awareness of that because they're in their head. They were told by their boss, you better sell something. Your sales are flat. No. If their sales are flat, they haven't been out meeting people. That's what that means. That was their work 6 months ago. If their sales are flat today, 6 months ago they stopped working. They stopped meeting new people. In order for our sales to be growing, we have to keep meeting new people and keep having conversations about where it is they're at. What are they using? Are they happy with it? If they would change anything, if they could change anything about what they're currently using, what would it be? If they have a magic wand and they could wave it over, anything, what 3 things would they change? It's about being relational and having a conversation, and you're developing an edge when you're there to help people buy. Especially if what you sell, they're already buying it somewhere and they're not buying it from you. They've got a relationship. So you have to discover what space they're in. Maybe you've got an edge because you've got a new product, or you've developed something, or your company's developed something about a product that would help customers who aren't using your product. Well, then you can ask them, gee, we think we've got something great, but that's my opinion, and we're helping people do this, this, and this. Are you interested in hearing about how we're helping people? So, and even before that, you step back, you breathe, you detach from outcomes, and you're noticing, how do they show up? Are they like this? Or are they, hey, good to see you, good morning, how can I help you? And you could acknowledge their energy. Wow, you seem like things are going good and it's a good time. You look like you're in a good mood. That's good, because I'm a salesperson, so a lot of people don't react that way to me or react that way to salespeople. Again, you're going to be more relational and more human because you don't have to sell anything on the first call, second call, fifth call, 10th call. You can sell something at any time by helping people buy. They're going to trust you. How do I know this? I helped people years ago, 2 different people who called me after a month and invited me back in when they said originally, we could never buy from you. 2 said, we could never buy from you. And then when I said, well, since you can't buy from me, mind telling me the story? What are you looking for then? You're right. Might as well tell me. And I invited them to share with me what's going on. I said, maybe I can help. And they shared with me what was going on. And I offered them help. And they called me back. And they were both $1 million sales. And I've subsequently made millions of dollars in sales doing the same thing over the years. And now, of course, I'm teaching it. Okay, self-motivation. So self-motivation, when people are feeling a little down, or they're in a rut, they feel like they're in a rut, that frustration signals surrender to the moment and just let go. Take a day off, take 2 days off, and maybe what you do is you spend time in the office and you start to look at maybe a new way of relating to people. Maybe you write a newsletter, or you write a blog, or you do a video post about your business. You do something different. And when you do something different, you re-energize yourself. So you read something perhaps, or listen. A lot of people have told me, oh, I haven't read anything since I got out of school. Hello? Read something, or listen to it on Audible, or get a CD program and listen to it in your car when you're driving. Surround yourself. How about look at who you're hanging around with? Self-motivation, a lot of times when you're feeling down, if you do an inventory of the people you're hanging around with, you'll find you're hanging around with schlubs. You're hanging around with people who are not motivated, who are gossipers, who waste time talking about things they can't change, and they don't talk to the people that could change it. They're complainers. I worked in a company that the whole company was filled with complainers and backstabbers. So a couple things is I had to look at where I was doing that, because we are getting a reflection. The people around us are reflecting back to us some behaviors that we have. We may not have it to the degree they have it, but it means we do have it. And once we realize we have it, we don't we don't react to them the way we do now. You know, we're not repulsed by those kind of people. What we discover by looking at the people we have around us is the self-motivation to change. So if we're surrounded by people who are lazy, they're not growing, they're flat, birds of a feather flock together, then what happens is it means you have to change the people you're hanging around. So hang around successful people, people that will stretch you. Seek out the people that are the top salespeople in your company and ask them for either to mentor you, or ask them what they do that they think's different or that could help you, or ask them, this is brave, what do they see about you? Send out a 360 review. How about this? Ask everybody, maybe 10 or 12 or 15 people in your circle, what do they notice about you? What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? What are things that you could improve? So how to motivate yourself, self-motivation, is about changing your mindset and noticing that you're stuck. Become the observer of your life. And when you notice self-defeating thoughts, change those thoughts. Get into action. And when you notice the sales results are flat or down, it means just acknowledge, take responsibility that you weren't working 6 months ago, 8 months ago, that you hit a flat spot. Everybody does. Don't be hard on yourself. Just change your thinking. Change the crew that you're hanging around. Change your routine. Spend some time in maybe you need to get more physical activity and get yourself in the gym and feel good and fit, because that's a great energizer. And then, like I said, start to hang around people who are successful. Read some inspiring work. Even if you haven't read in years, you could listen. And maybe it's time to read, right? Maybe it's time to do something new, to have something new. So I know it works because I've coached people who started out as project managers and became CEOs of companies, and I've coached salespeople who are today senior directors of sales for all of the USA, North America. And I've seen people go from small challenges into big roles, and how they did it is when they changed, things change. That's the constant in the universe. Self-motivation, we have to keep changing, because when we change, things change, and if we're not changing, we'll get changed. Yeah, we'll get changed, right? So if we're not changing and sales are flat, maybe the company will say, hey, you know, we don't need you anymore. Developing an edge, that requires change and looking different, approaching people differently. And I just gave you some ideas about how to do that, and I can help with it. So how do you reach me? Steve at stevelentini.com. Here's how to spell my name again, Steve Lentini. So it's simple, Steve at stevelentini.com. My phone number is 917-805-1088, 917-805-1088. I wish you good selling. Thanks. Have a great 2017.